Hello and welcome to the same update that I wanted to do before. Unfortunately, I forgot to activate my microphone, so it is pretty much muted. So you you're basically not able to hear anything. So I'm going to make this live stream again. Uh, yeah, as you probably still can see on the first image here, we have three tropical storms. Very less actually for that we have the main season of the Northern Hemisphere hurricanes. However, we have a Category 3 major hurricane, which is also known as Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew, of course, I'm a begin with the strongest one, which is Hurricane Matthew. Many of you guys, for example, mostly the United States, also Haiti, Bahamas, Cuba, and Jamaica, might know about this hurricane, which was and is extremely powerful with winds of 100 knots, 150 miles per hour, and 185 kilometers per hour, and the pressure of 947 millibars. There were extremely many victims because of this strong hurricane. As I first saw it on satellite images, it should only become a Category 2 hurricane. I tracked it through the Lesser Antilles, where it remained, or first was named Tropical Storm Matthew. I kind of knew that is going to be a big one because of this, that it was October and it was the main season where many powerful hurricanes form. Now, what happened? Many of you still know it, but I will tell the others too, because mostly probably only know about the landfall in Haiti and Cuba and Jamaica. But Jamaica, yeah, okay. However, when it continued to move westerly through the Lesser Antilles, it quickly intensified to a Category 1 hurricane. Of course, I still am going to release a satellite animation of it. However, as it moved through the Lesser Antilles, it suddenly took a southwesterly course. That means it kind of took some effects on Venezuela, where it then was upgraded to Category 2 hurricane, normal average Category 2 hurricane. The difference, though, was that it suddenly formed an eye, and that was the moment when it intensified to a Category 5 hurricane with winds around 260 kilometers per hour. It then suddenly it took some time because it was a very slowly moving system, which then continued to then go north, but was kind of wobbling. So then it continued further north. For the first time, it should more impact Jamaica, but because of this wobbling, I talked earlier about, it then was regenerated to pass through Haiti and Cuba, but later on it came out that it kind of how should I say that? It kind of regenerated its eye because it weakened it quickly weakened after being a Category 5, but still holding its status as a Category 4. Now, if you ask me, as it then completed its eye before the coast of Haiti, it should be a Category 5 again because it was completely cleared out. However, it made landfall just before its eye was completely ensemble again. That means it hit Haiti with full force. Then it went into this kind of gulf between Cuba and Haiti. You had this. It was not the biggest space, I have to say, but it for the hurricane it was just insane because it regenerated its eyes so fast that it filled out the space between Cuba and Haiti. Then it continued over Cuba and um, formed an eye again over the Bahamas for several times as this island chain disrupted the eye off more often. Um, I was kind of excited when the eye was first to be seen on the Florida radar, and it continued this track, and it was kind of regenerating its eye and the eye wall, aka eye and eye wall replacement cycle, and that's what we are right now. It's hard to see, believe me. It even looks very bad now. But in the morning hours, it was in the kind of eye replacement cycle. However, that is much to be on the track of Hurricane Matthew. Now we come, or now we go to the more interesting case. Now we're going uh, to the forecasts and so on. And this time, hopefully, or at least it says it, yeah. This time with a tune. So now we have here Major Hurricane Matthew. To continue this track and uh, still be a major hurricane in Georgia. Still, effects can still be felt there. I think there's even tropical storm force right now. We can go to the warning and surface. Yeah, we still can see the storm force winds in the southern part of Georgia. So now let's go to the forecast again. Yeah, of course. Um, Warnings are in effect for this middle Florida all the way up to the southern part of North Carolina. After that part, the whole state is being filled up with tropical storm force winds possibility. Between these two, of course, hurricane watches are in effect, but there's basically no part that will not feel the force of either major hurricane, or tropical storm Matthew. Um, yeah, of course. Looking at the current information, 115 miles per hour. Um, Yeah, moving north northwest at 12 miles per hour. Um, Location at 29.7 degrees north, 18.7 degrees uh, west. We go here to Hurricane Matthew. We have here 100 knots, 947 millibars of pressure. Eye diameter is more or less gone. And we have the 64 knot wind radius by quadrant. So 40 knot to the northwest, basically the whole western side and the southeastern side both have 40 nautical miles to deliver 64 wind, 64 knot winds. On the northeastern side, however, it's a little bit stronger. We have here 50 nautical miles. Uh, yeah. Let's see here if we get some more information. Um, of course, we have here the winds, tropical storm force surface winds in 1 minute average is higher than 39 miles per hour, of course, as also the forecast predicts um, from the center of Florida to to the south of the east coast of North Carolina, um, on the coastal side. Let's say that like that. You also can see another storm, which is here, tropical storm Nicole. We're going to uh, talk about that one right now or in a minute. Let's first look on the intensity guidance. We can here see most models wanted to weaken even all the way down to tropical depression by the earliest case R36. Now let's up to tropical storm Nicole. Yeah, of course, we can see here the forecast of Nicole. It should go generally southward and then recurve towards north. Um, yeah, all the track is being as tropical storm, so no intensification at that point, or at least in this forecast track. The maximum sustained winds are about 70 miles per hour. Um, yeah, center location is at 27.5 degrees north, 65.3 degrees west. Um, let's look at the intensity guidance. Yeah, most are tropical storm force. Some are even agreeing to be Category 1 hurricane, and some are even agreeing to probably even become Category 2 again. Yes, I'm saying again because it still was. Let's see here at the track, the GFS tracks. Yep. The question is if it still is tropical at that point or not, because at this height that could even form some uh, you know extratropical cyclones. That means it could also develop into a extratropical cyclone at that. Why is it so low? Yeah, probably some people don't know that um, even if it's weaker than a hurricane, an extratropical cyclone has a lower pressure. Uh, or in this case, yeah, 989. Some, of course, some hurricanes can also have a lower pressure of than extratropical cyclone, because in most if it's a very strong extratropical cyclone, it can have 950 millibars. Normal, yeah, normal average, let's say average extratropical cyclone has about, yeah, in in this region, let's say like that 900 and, yeah, somewhat 970 to 980 millibars. However, let's before we go to our area, I still want to go back to Matthew because we didn't look at that one. That is a kind of a very interesting case. Uh, it's a kind of a question if it moves westerly or southwesterly or northeasterly. Both, of course, kind of a crossing here. Some want to go to the northwest, northeast course, and some want to go to the southwest course. But yeah, yeah, it's pretty even though. But look at this. If it really enters the Gulf of Mexico, it should intensify. And of course, yeah, it pretty much the this year the Gulf of Mexico has not really been touched. Some, most actually wanted to go to the Caribbean again through the Yucatan Peninsula. Uh, yeah, it's pretty uncertain, but what is certain is that it's going to take the route over Georgia and South Carolina, and some would take some effect on North Carolina. Uh, um, yeah. If you haven't, for for Florida, it's pretty much late. But if you haven't taken preparations for in North Carolina or in South Carolina, or pretty much here is the end of the uh, winds. If you haven't, just keeping it short. If you haven't taken preparations yet, please do so now. Uh, for example, in South Carolina, Hurricane Matthew might be a little bit uh for the gone, but still, please do your preparations. In any case, so let's hop onto our area. Our area should become a typhoon by tomorrow midday. Uh, at least in the UTC format. That means it, those sites are these set and so on. Me is the time zone in UTC or at the 0 degree uh, east or west. Um, yeah, our area has 55 knot winds, 990 millibars. Uh, even I think it is even. It's actually the same. Like, oh, they upgraded it to 55 knots now. Yeah, it just, if I'm not wrong, it also went a little bit over the thunderstorm activity rolled a little bit over the surface circulation of Nicole again, so it might be reorganizing. So, however, you can see here, around here is Hong Kong. Uh, yeah, also a little bit dangerous, say it like that. And let's go to the GTWC forecast. We can here see, here is where we are right now. Somewhat here, and at here it should be a typhoon, aka Category 1 typhoon area. We can here see the winds, 65 knots, 80 knots is the highest. What is just to be reached. Uh, yeah, you can also see some of the distances from certain cities uh, to the storm at certain uh, forecast points. And look how close this thing gets to Hong Kong, 78 nautical miles. So, yeah, I would recommend that you also take preparations in Hong Kong. Uh, yeah. Well, also, if it goes further into the South China Sea, it should actually weaken, even though this point of the kind of Western Pacific has not really been touched often this year. Um, mm, Shear level, as far as I looked it up, is also very low. But the problem might actually be some of the sea surface temperature. But the funny thing at this point is, um, yeah, funny thing. Let's say it like that. Mujiga last year crossed the Philippines and went towards Hainan and China. The funny thing on this side is, though it was a Category 1 typhoon, it seemed like it was intensifying over land, even it was like here and the center wasn't really big. It intensified only just before land. It intensified from a Category 1 typhoon to a Category 4 typhoon. Of course, the eye didn't last long, but I think the storm indeed did. Uh, However, and Meranti took the kind of same route. That's the second storm to go through the Luzon Strait this year. Uh, However, yeah, of course, the models. Yeah, pretty much every single model wants it to go into the further into the South China Sea. But the interesting thing is, though, that it wants to recurve and then go south. And what the hell is that model doing right there? Because it goes right down towards uh, Thailand. Actually, the, that is actually the border between Vietnam and Thailand. I don't think that cyclones in Thailand occur that often because it's kind of on the equator. Uh, yeah, of course. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. And yeah, unfortunately, I have to say it, but I have to say, nevertheless, that's all for now.